All right, a very wonderful morning to you, and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is News Punch, a news and current affairs compilation of topical story headlines making the rounds. I am your host, Nedu Okorie. You're welcome. In the headlines this morning, Tinubu appoints new CAC chairman, nominates 7 NPC commissioners. Shatima visits El Rufai, condoles over mother's death. Foreign Affairs Minister Tuga resigns from Tinubu's government. Federal government targets 2028-2029 for new communication satellite launch. INEC recognizes Wike-backed PDP National Working Committee. INEC unveils revised 2027 election timetable. Court bars Turaki-led National Working Committee from PDP National Secretariat. 2027 Kwankwaso joins ADC, asks his supporters to vote for change. APC takes over Yobe Assembly as lone PDP member defects. Ex-Minister Akinjide dumps PDP. Northern Governor backs Tinubu 6 stronger security reforms. 9.2 million vulnerable Nigerians have benefited from cash transfer, says federal government. Ayedatiwa sacks all political aides to appoint 1,000 new ones. Borno Governor Zulum dissolves cabinet. And moving on to the foreign scene, Somali troops seize key city. Renegade leader quits. Sweden charges man for selling wife to 120 men. Trump threatens to destroy Iran oil island despite price surge. 2 Indonesian UN peacekeepers killed in explosion in Lebanon. And in the exciting world of sport, 4 Super Eagles players leave camp ahead of Jordan friendly. NPFL, AK blames officiating for Rangers' defeat to Shooting Stars. And those are the major headlines making the rounds this morning. It was compiled and edited by Abiodun Akinwumi. My name is Nedu Okorie. For sponsorship or advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 0912-929-4332. You can also call 090-7722-7120. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have an in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories. Don't also forget that you can follow us on all our social media platforms on www.diamondfm.net or keep up to date via every of our social media platforms. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Where?
Don't spoil my business too much. They just too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Why not kill us for Nigeria? Please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold Indomine? I mean, it's intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice the new democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DVS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Yes, of course. I welcome you to the last edition of Diamond Breakfast Show for this month. And today is the Tuesday edition. Welcome to the program where we normally unveil issues from the national dailies, issues ranging from politics, health, security, governance, and every other sectors of the society. And this morning, we have three important topics to discuss. First, we'll be taking a look at Kwankwaso's defection to the ADC and how it affects the current political formation. Then the second topic will move on to the PDP, the recognition of the Wike-led PDP faction by INEC and what it means for PDP. And lastly, we'll take a look at the proliferation of honorary titles in the academia and how many people are abusing the doctorate title. Yes, the NUC has made a statement concerning that. Well, for those who are just joining us, my name remains Nedu Okorie. My friends call me Mazio Dogu. Since you are my friend, you can call me Mazio Dogu. And joining me this morning to discuss these issues is a public affairs analyst. It goes by the name Mr. Temitayo Lawal. You're welcome, Mr. Temitayo Lawal.
Yeah, good morning, Nedu. Good morning to all our listeners.
All right, very wonderful morning to you. And Kwankwaso's defection to the ADC is, by many people, is expected to reshape, the political dynamics, particularly in Kano State, where he commands strong respect and grassroots following. But yesterday, he called on his supporters across the country and Nigerians in general to register with the party and participate actively in the electoral process. He was welcomed by many dignitaries and bigwigs, talking about Senator David Mark, Aminu Tambuwal, and many others. And Mr. David Mark, that's talking about the national chairman of the ADC, he alleged that there is no doubt the APC actually represents the most dangerous threat to multi-party democracy in Nigeria today. And he added that in democracy, participation is everything, and anything done to close that space for participation is a direct attack on democratic processes, and which must be resisted by the law. But looking at the formation in ADC right now, we have many bigwigs, Nasir El-Rufai, Mr. Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and many others. And the main position that many of them are actually eyeing is the presidential position. But in line with this, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has clarified that he is not leaving the ADC or stepping away from politics, because due to this movement, this defection, many have been speculating that who will leave for who. And he's saying no, that he's not leaving. But I want us to analyze this whole defection and how it will affect Nigeria's politics come 2027, particularly the ADC, the party regarded as the main opposition right now. Mr. Lawal, what do you make of these defections?
Thank you once again for having me, and good morning to all our listeners. I've always maintained that our nascent democracy, the crossroad at which we are now, we have the ruling party. We don't have an opposition party. In my own opinion, what we have are opposition figures, politicians, because they don't look organized to me. I may be wrong, because I'm not a politician. I'm just a political observer.
Yeah.
And I've keenly observed how governments at the center get toppled. We are in this country when we saw the APC organize itself into a formidable opposition party. Given that the PDP, then the ruling party, was self-imploding.
Okay.
Now flip the script. The APC are now in power. At least they've been in power for the last 10, 11 years.
Yep.
And those who were in power before, that is the PDP, who are now in the opposition, don't seem to know how to play the role of the opposition. So to an observer like me, I don't see a vibrant opposition political party. What I see are opposition political figures who have not been able to gel together under one common objective of seizing political power or gaining political power through the ballots. Yes, Kwankwaso is a strong politician, especially in Kano politics. Don't forget that the present administration, the party lost in Kano during the presidential election. And it is about, since 1999, it's about, this is the first president that will be sworn in without winning Kano. Go back since 1999, every president, starting from former President Olusegun Obasanjo, has won Kano. So the dynamics are changing.
Okay.
There are defections here and there. The fact that I will not use the word that David Mark used. I don't totally agree with that word because it takes two to tango. If you say the APC is turning the country into a one-party state, which we all are seeing, then it is the job of the opposition to prevent that. What are they doing that is making the ruling party so attractive to even governors, not just legislators or ordinary party members, even governors who are, by virtue of the biggest political office in the state, are the subnational, are the political leaders of their party.
So if it is financial inducement that the APC is using, are you saying that they should employ that same method?
Now we don't have that. We don't have that as a fact because I'm not an insider.
Okay.
So I can't speak to what I do not know.
Okay.
However, financial inducement is still within the realm of conjecture. And in law, conjecture is baseless. So let's not hold on to that.
Okay.
But if that were to be the case, then it speaks to the depravity of the personalities involved. Remember, I said it takes two to tango. Yorubas will say, "Ipa o naja, ipa ira." What that means is, it's just a literal translation of "it takes two to tango." If you give and I don't take, then the act of giving bribe is not complete. If you try to give and I do not take, then it is not a complete process. It's just like communication. There's always a back and forth. So for those who are coming up with the conjecture that it is financial inducement, I'm not saying it is not, neither am I confirming that it is, because I don't have that fact.
All right.
However, if that is true, then it speaks to the depravity of the personalities involved. So that's why I said we only have opposition politicians, political figures, not a vibrant, a virile opposition political party. And it takes politicians to make up a political party. So if they can subsume their personal interest and come up with a collective interest, then we can begin to take them serious.
All right. Well, still talking about the ADC. The ADC is gaining prominence right now. And
there's no doubt in that.
There might not be, or they might not clinch the seat, the presidential seat, which has been eyed. But do you feel that some key positions in the House of Assembly, House of Reps, might be the reason why they are actually pushing for them to gain prominence, for them to actually have a seat, have a representation, either in the National Assembly or in various state houses of assembly?
Well, as an onlooker, I can only project. I don't have a crystal ball. So even if we check the 2023 elections, when the Labour Party gained some form of prominence and became the third force, there was some bandwagon effect that resulted in some upset here and there. Of course, they might win some seats. That is a given. I don't expect the APC to win every state, win every House of Assembly, win the entire National Assembly. That will not augur well for our democracy. That's on the one hand. So there will be some upsets here and there. They might be able to, like I said, they are strong opposition politicians. So each might want to prove a point in his base. You consolidate your base before you launch out. So the presidency might be a shot too far for them, possibly.
Okay.
But in their various bases, Kano here, Castina there, Bauchi here, Lagos here, Oyo here, on and on like that, there will be some sprinkling of opposition politicians who will gain seats at the National Assembly and even in the state houses of assembly.
All right. Thank you so much. At this point, we have to go on a commercial break. When we come back, we'll start taking reactions. For those who are just joining us this morning, we're discussing the latest defection to the APC from Kwankwaso and his entire entourage. The Kwankwasia movement moved all the way from NNPP to ADC. And we're looking at how this affects the ADC as an opposition party and the general political formation ahead of 2027. You can start dropping your comments via WhatsApp on 0913 655 6864. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Chai, my head, oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? My village people don't come again, oh. This one where your body hot so. You don't do test? Yes, see result, oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people, oh. Na malaria. You need Luta. Luta na better medicine. We dey knock down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Hey, thank you, Oga Luta. I don't dig, can't pay. Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say it's Luta, malaria's in big trouble.
Better be iron and care, be good for your body, yeah. Are you not aware? Polyback, the body, now your daily friend, for your blood, if it 10 over 10. Oh, yes. Feel your bed, join the weight on fasting testament. Blood builder for everybody, healthy body for everybody. Ferrobina, product of Fits in Healthcare.
You love food, but hate the discomfort that comes after? The indigestion that ruins your mood. Don't let stomach discomfort control your day. Gascol Antacid delivers fast relief you can feel. It neutralizes excess stomach acid quickly, helping you get back to what matters. It's effective, affordable, and easy to find. No stress, just relief. Choose comfort. Choose confidence. Available in pharmacies near you. Gascol Antacid. Fast relief. Full comfort. Gascol is a product of Fitsin Healthcare PLC.
Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní ìtàkùn káyélujára wa, ìtàkùn ìbádọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ Facebook, ìtàkùn abẹ́yẹfò Twitter àti Instagram lórí Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
You're welcome back from that commercial break. It's still Diamond Breakfast Show on your Shining Supreme station. And I've been speaking with Mr. Temitayo Lawal, and we have been discussing the latest defection of Mr. Rabiu Kwankwaso from the NNPP to the ADC. Well, let's start taking reactions from you. 09136556952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please, good morning.
Thank you very much.
What? Okay. Go ahead, please.
Out of two topics that you laid out this morning, please, can I speak one out of it on the weekend?
We've just discussed one. Go ahead.
Okay, on my own submission this morning, the recognition of Wike's fashion by the INEC shows clearly that there is no more equal right and justice in most of the sectors in Nigeria. Instead of this shows that if it's anyone on the seat of authority will continue to be the winner of every cases or conflicts happening in the governance. So finally, it is always bad with the power of the government on the power. According to my view this morning.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Your point is well noted, and we'll be discussing that in our second conversation. This message is from Kolade Ayinde from Asadam. It says, 2027 election, are there any credible opposition candidates? What will the opposition candidate do differently? Can the opposition candidate be trusted? Voters should choose carefully. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Chief Nedu.
You're welcome, sir.
For my journey.
You're welcome.
Yes, I always say, sir, that one political party is dangerous for this nation. We're supposed to have an opposition party who will be checking meeting of these people. It's dangerous. So, the effect will be greater than the cause. Care must be taken. Believe me, let us down and think deeply in this country for future reference. In order for our children yet unborn not to blame us.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin, for your contribution. This one is from Sakauni Omuritala from Alore. He says, in fact, Kwankwaso going to the ADC, to me, it will also create crisis in the ADC because a lot of them are fighting for the presidential ticket and they are not ready to give power to one region. Thank you so much for that contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name or where are you calling from?
It's Mr. Peter calling from Agric Dongo.
You're welcome, Mr. Peter.
One question going to ADC. It's like your guest is not aware of what happened in formation of APC. They have only 4 governors, and they're able to take over.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter, for your contribution. Elder Yemi Ashaju says, good morning, Mr. Nedu and our guest. Kwankwaso's exit from NNPP is a face-saving move because he has been expelled by the original NNPP. To me, Kwankwaso is being overrated by some political analysts without taking into consideration the fact that the Kwankwasia as a movement has been fractured. In ADC, we have about 6 ambitious politicians who want to become the president of Nigeria. How they will settle for an acceptable candidate without hiccups is what we are waiting to see. If we are hoping for an opposition, it must be one that is seen to be better than the one that wants removed. Okay, in ADC, I have not seen who is better than the one we presently have. Sentiments apart, we know them all. A lot will happen before 2027. Mr. Lawal, do you want to react to this comment by Mr. Yemi Ashaju?
How would I react to it without sounding... But everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Without sounding confrontational?
No, not really. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. When the APC came up, they did something remarkable in their convention that produced late General Muhammadu Buhari as the presidential candidate. They subsumed all other individual interests for the collective. That was part of my opening statement. So the fact that we have what you can call political gladiators or big politicians in the ADC, we still don't know how they will conduct their primaries. We still don't know. All of the way they will conduct their primaries is still in the realm of conjecture. So if they decide to come up and queue up behind one person, irrespective of the region where the person comes from, then we can begin to look at permutations and combinations and say, okay, what are their chances? But for now, they still don't look organized to me. That's my own opinion. And I believe I'm entitled to that.
Of course you are. And this one from Adeolu from Osi Adido, he says, good morning, Nedu. I honestly disagree with the assessment of your guest regarding the strength of the opposition. It is still in early days. The moment ADC gets their presidential and vice presidential candidates right, the momentum will change. The citizens will determine the winner. All right. Isaac from Gakobi. Good morning, Nedu and the guest. I see the recent defection of politicians as political realignment of association of losers in the last election. And he's referring to ADC and is saying they are against the association of winners in the last election, referring to APC. He says nothing new will come out of this ADC because of the selfish interest of the individuals. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome, sir.
I have not seen opposition. I'm seeing opposition individual. You can see that when this man defected yesterday, one person, people was not there.
That's number one. Number two, one also continue to say you cannot that is superior to them. And Obi has said it severally that he must contest as presidential candidate in 2027. There is a popular Yoruba saying that three people cannot stand two. A party that has cannot even decide its own presidential candidate cannot be called a serious opposition yet. Whether you like it or not, once it's decided today and Atiku is not favored in the committee, you move to another party. If Obi is not favored, you move to another party. So we have opposition individuals, not opposition party.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bamidelege, for your contribution. All right. There was something you mentioned, apart from the fact that you mentioned about APC being a vibrant opposition in 2015. What do you think they did differently? Because then there was this narrative of PDP attacking personalities, while the APC as an opposition were actually attacking issues that needed to be met at that point.
You've said much of it.
Okay.
As at then, when the APC was in the opposition, pre-2015 elections, they were giving press releases every three market days. Every government policy that comes out, no matter how good it is, they will attack it.
Collectively.
Yes. Lai Mohammed was always in radio stations, was always on TV, was always in the newspapers. Every 3 market days, he was always giving press releases. He was in our faces. And they were selling lofty ideas. Restructuring, diversification of the economy, improvement of or elimination of insecurity. Those were 3 thematic areas, 3 key promises that the APC came in with, and they've not fulfilled any of them. So that's why I said the ADC today does not really look organized to me. I may be wrong as a mere mortal. However, if you go back to the template that the APC used, right or wrong, because eventually they came out.
Yeah.
There are some videos that were circulating, especially of Fayemi, former governor of Ekiti State, talking about their stance against subsidy removal and the protest that they sponsored and they led. That it was all politics to play to make the then PDP bad in the eyes of Nigerians. And people were beginning to shout that, oh, we've been played and all of that. So it is all a game of subsuming your individual interest for the collective interest of the group. Because the aim of the group is to take hold of political power through the ballot.
Yeah.
So the ADC does not appear to be on course in that direction. There might be some inner workings going on that I am not aware of.
Okay.
Do you get my point?
Yeah.
That I'm not aware of. So until these things are clear to us, I cannot take them serious. That is me. I'm not deciding for anybody.
All right. Thank you so much for your submission. Well, this is like an admonition for the ADC to actually employ the same templates the APC used in 2015. Probably they might gain momentum if they actually employ that move. Well, we have to go on another commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at another topic. That's the recognition of the Wike-led PDP faction by INEC. This is another position that have been said by many to be dwindling by the day due to the different blocks in the party. We'll take a look at this and how it affects the PDP and the general political formation come 2027. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Please listen to this announcement. The Adewumi family of Ididisi, Kwara State, Nigeria, wishes to inform the general public of the passing on to glory of Chief Moses Folorunsho Adewumi, Mayegun of Isin Land, popularly known as Adewumi Suzuki. Burial arrangements will be announced later. Announcer, Dr. Adewumi Ayodeji, for the family.
Your one-step dial, Diamond FM, shining supreme.
You're welcome back from that commercial break, and we're live on YouTube at Diamond FM Ilorin. You can also watch us live in the studio at Diamond FM Ilorin on YouTube. All right, let's move on to our second conversation. INEC has recognized the National Working Committee of the Wike's PDP faction, and they disclosed this on their website yesterday, where they published the updated leadership of the opposition right now. Abdurrahman Mohammed is the national chairman of the PDP, recognized by INEC. Samuel Anyang is the national secretary. And the PDP, the other faction, are not relenting. They are challenging the outcome of the recent convention in court. And they said they've approached the Supreme Court to seek final determination on the dispute surrounding the leadership affairs. And a federal high court in Abuja has, however, restrained the faction, as the Kabiru Turaki-led faction, from entering or operating from the party's national secretariat. Now, let's take a look at what is going on in PDP right now. They've done the convention. One group did one in November in Ibadan. Another one
in Abuja.
In Abuja. And right now, the one, just like one of our callers said, he said that the court seems to recognize the faction that is in power. That's the Wike-led faction. And probably they might seem true, but I would like to hear your thoughts. Is there any hope for some sort of reconciliation? Because a presidential hopeful of the PDP, Mr. Benga Hashim, said that all factions need to be included and recognized for peace to reign in the PDP. Do you agree with this?
For peace to reign?
Yes.
Yeah, they need to sheath their swords, like I've always maintained, subsume individual interests for the collective interest. However, I need to point out a dangerous trend that I've been seeing, and that is, in nomenclature, INEC is independent only in name.
In name?
Yeah, in nomenclature.
And not
nomenclature
indeed.
means not indeed. And I'll give a number of examples. The most recent being this one, that's the Wike-led faction.
Yes.
That was quickly recognized by INEC. Let's flash our mind back to 2024. Part of the fallout of the 2023 presidential election. Let's zero in on Labour Party.
Yep.
There was a dispute about leadership, the expiration of the tenure of the Abure-led National Working Committee, or the Executive Council, or what do they call them, of the Labour Party. That man's tenure ended officially August 2024. And he sought to extend it, either rightly or wrongly. There are those who say the constitution of the party does not allow him to extend, that they should go for another election, but he will step down. There will be a caretaker committee. There are those for and those that are against. INEC, as the umpire, as the regulator,
yes,
was supposed to be neutral, but it was not. We had the Lamidi Apapa faction. We had the Abure faction. Eventually, we had the
Nandi
Usman caretaker committee faction. 3 factions. INEC organized a program in October last year, 2025. Abure attended that program, signed the attendance register as the national chairman, despite the fact that his tenure has ended officially 2024. INEC was supposed to be neutral. You don't back a faction against the other one. Several court pronouncements have said the internal workings of a political party should remain internal.
The party.
And by my understanding of those rulings, they are not even supposed to come to court. Don't come and disturb us in the court. Settle your matter internally. There are several dispute resolution mechanisms that is available, several organs of the party that is available internally. Look at the case of PDP. Now, let me finish with the issue of labor.
Yeah.
Now, when their presidential candidates officially defected and left that party, INEC went back to their website to update their website that Abure is no longer the chairman. So they knew Abure was no longer the chairman, and yet they still recognized the Abure faction. Something similar, if not the same, is playing out with the PDP.
So you're saying that they have some sort of influence by politicians?
They are not independent. INEC is not it is only independent in name, in nomenclature, by their processes, by their conduct, by their actions and inactions. They don't appear to be independent to me.
Right. All right.
So the convention happened on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And by Tuesday morning or by Monday morning, INEC has updated the information on its website. So if effectively giving power to one side as against the other. And it is not supposed to be so, according to me anyway.
Okay, according to you.
Yeah.
Well, because everything still boils down to the law, the judiciary, and they have been, slammed by many analysts, by many critics, that they should not even be involved in party politics and the dispensation of various different degrees of verdicts and judgments.
Varying court judgments.
It goes a long way to show that they are not working hand in hand. Is that am I wrong?
Who are not working hand in hand?
That's the different court of the different courts we have.
Well, it is those who have knowledge of the law that will be able to speak authoritatively on that matter. However, for a layman, it becomes perplexing when you hear contradictory court judgments, supposedly coming from competent courts, asserting their jurisdiction over different matters. But this is what I mean. When a party brings a matter to court A, they get a certain judgment. Another party that is in that suit goes to court B and gets a different judgment.
Different judgment.
On the same case. An high court in Ibadan will give a judgment. Another high court in Abuja will give a contradictory judgment. And they're all citing the same laws.
Well, they'll say they are courts of coordinate jurisdiction. They have the same level of power.
Yes. They are both learned. We are just lettered. So it becomes confusing. You get my drift? It becomes confusing. Why do we get these conflicting court judgments on the same cases in different jurisdictions? We are still using the same law. So why are the judgments different? Why are they contradictory? That is a question for the bench and the bar to answer.
Well, all right. Now let's do, well, will I call it some sort of kalu. Let's...
I don't do that one.
Let's look at the PDP right now. A presidential hopeful is in the PDP, Mr. Benga Hashim. We have some other big wigs.
Okay.
Sheyi Makinde, Bala Mohammed of Bauchi. We have Nyesom Wike. Who do you think can strongly emerge as a strong opposition against Tinubu?
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, it is a tough one because there's always the power of incumbency. There's absolutely no politician that is breathing today, Nigerian politician that is breathing today, that will be strong enough, as it were, to challenge the president, except he has the backing of the people. That's on the one hand.
Okay.
Because there are so many factors that are intertwined in it. Also, these names that you have mentioned, Nyesom Wike, Sheyi Makinde, Hashim Shettima is about the only, how will I put it? I don't want to sound like I'm belittling him, but in terms of popularity, he's not as popular as both Sheyi Makinde and
Nyesom
Wike. And then in terms of political structure, as they say,
yes,
these are governors or former governors. So there must be some level of influence that they can exert on the voting bloc in their respective states. So any of them, the president was also a former governor before he became a president.
Of course.
They can all vie. Even you can vie to be the president.
Anything is possible.
Yes, you have the right to vote and be voted for.
God, it's in me.
So that is the way it. Even Asim Shetima is also but let them sell their manifesto, their ideas to the Nigerian voting electorate. That is the key thing. And it seems all of these opposition politicians are not aware that they are running against time. They are running against time. Have you seen the revised INEC timetable?
Yeah. Of course.
There are so many hurdles on the way for them to cross. They need to submit a verified membership list, both in hard copy and electronic copy. And they have just 2 months to do that. March has ended effectively today. So at least maybe half of a month is off from the 2 months. Their primaries must be conducted before the end of May. Because the timelines are so short now, they are running against time. And as far as I am concerned, I'm still yet to see a level of the level of high organization that shows different organs of the party that are working seamlessly in sync with each other with an end goal that we want to get political power through the ballots.
Well, all these that you've mentioned are actually issues, and what's the possibility that they might not come up with inaccurate data?
That's on the one hand.
That's on one hand. Well, our time is fast spent. Let's quickly take 1 or 2 reactions from our listeners on this topic. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Martin.
You're welcome, Officer Mutiu.
Morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. On the issue of first topic, I would like to align myself with your guests.
Okay.
That we have political figures and not political oppositions. Yes, because let's be frank with ourselves. All these people that are coming together, what is their manifesto? What are they telling people that they will do differently from the incumbent government? That's it. Let's be frank with ourselves. Yes, none of them that is better than the incumbent government. And as for the INEC, I would like to disagree with him. Because on the issue of PDP, there is a substituting order from the appellate court, which is higher than the lower court. So that's what INEC is banking on, not the court of the government institution, the federal court and the state high court. But there's a substituting judgment from the court of appeal that recognize the other function of Wike and not that of the Turaki. That's why Turaki are now heading to the Supreme Court.
All right.
So well done.
Thank you so much, Officer Mutiu, for your contribution. All right. Bash from Airport says ADC is not yet organized, just like the guest said. Thank you so much, Bash. Sakao Niyo Muritala says, once again, PDP have settled their internal crisis because Makinde and Bala will soon leave the PDP after the Supreme Court ruling. God bless Nigeria. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome back.
I disagree with your...
Okay.
INEC is independent. The problems are courts. And why I blame the courts that they are not giving definitive judgment. But one thing everybody must note is that Wike is very smart politically. I'm not his fan. But if you see how they are going to court, the courts are ruling based on PDP constitution. And it favors Wike. All this Makinde and Bala, they are already made it, so let's do it ourselves. So whether they like it or not, this court judgment, the Supreme Court will not change anything. Because they are busy it is what the court says, INEC will follow. They can't, no matter what everybody may say, INEC will only follow what the court says.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bamidele. This message is from Rex from GRA. It says, as of today, March 31st, 2026, ADC is the biggest threat and opposition to the APC. We also saw the big guns pre-2015 elections, similar to what we are having now. The moment APC chooses their presidential candidate, or chose their presidential candidate during the 2014 convention, they all supported Buhari with the aim of unseating the then Goodluck Jonathan presidency. We may see similar incident happen next year. All right. Elder Yemi Ashaju says, what is happening in the PDP's lack of reality about where they are going and what they intend to achieve. For peace to reign in that party, a lot of sacrifices must be made on the part of those holding the knife. I would blame the courts, but those who take their cases there. Okay, I wouldn't blame the courts, but those who take their cases there. I will not also blame INEC because they must obey court orders. Politicians must learn to make do with their party's internal conflict resolution mechanisms before rushing to court. Any politician who is not financially strong may go bankrupt after the 2027 elections. What an observation. Sincerely, things are happening. Well, let's move on to our final conversation. Let's take a look at the proliferation of honorary titles in Nigeria's academia. The National University Commission has introduced stricter guidelines to regulate the award of honorary degrees, including the ban on recipients who use the doctor title. That is, if you are given an honorary degree, honorary doctorate, you should not put the title doctor before your name, in front of your name. It is honorary. And there are many other guidelines to curb this. And the commission said it is just to curb the abuse and indiscriminate conferment. Anyone with any money, any amount of money can just acquire a doctorate. You hear them say, now refer me to as doctor, Dr. Bishop, this. And under the guidelines, only universities that have graduated their first set of PhD students will be eligible to confer honorary degrees. That means if you've not graduated any PhD student at all, you have no business conferring honorary degrees. So if you have this honorary degree, what you should put, I think, is it behind or before your name, is DSc HC. That is Doctor of Science Honoris Causa. Wonderful. Well, let's talk about this. This is actually, to me, it's a good move, but I would like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, it is. It is a good move. Nigerians, we love titles. I don't know. We love self-adulation a lot. And, well, it is what it is. I'm glad that the MUC, being the regulatory agency in charge of universities, is coming out strongly with this. This will curb the proliferation of unwarranted doctors here and there. You just see, sometimes you see some names and say, okay, is this one a medical doctor or a PhD holder? In fact, if I would have my way, if you are a PhD holder, if you are not a medical doctor,
yes,
you should not be bearing doctor so and so. If I have my way. If you have bagged a PhD, you write your name in full and put PhD in front.
PhD, of course.
Simple. Then we'll know, oh, this is Oga. Because it takes a lot of academic rigor and research to bag that title, not honorary. So honorary, well, I like that. I like the strict guidelines, and I hope tertiary institutions would comply with this and will not look to flout it, because I hope the sanctions are very, very telling as well for for institutions who flout such directives. It's a good one. It's a right thing to do.
All right. So you've heard it. If you are awarded a honorary doctorate, what you should put behind your name is DSCHC, Doctor of Science Honoris Causa. That is what it means. Doctor is only meant for those who have earned doctoral degrees or certified medical practitioners. And the NUC also prohibited any form of financial inducement in the award. And they also said that it is now limited to a maximum of 3 honorary degrees per convocation ceremony. It shouldn't be more than that. Every convocation, just give nothing
maximum
3 people. And that I don't know if there is any case or any incident where those with honorary doctorate have been involved in professional privileges like regulating or supervising research and stuff like that.
You see, that's where we're going. That's why this is coming at the right time.
It might be occurring and we might not know.
Yeah, that's why it's coming at the right time. Let's nip it in the bud before we can now have a proliferation of substandard. What have you?
Some years ago, I saw one on the road in the marketplace hawking medicine for tooth decay. He calls himself doctor.
Can you imagine?
The teeth doctor with no certification. So I think those kind of people should be held accountable. Where did you ban this doctor? All right, let's take reactions and we call it a day this morning. 0913-655-6952.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Professor Adele on the line.
You're welcome.
I've been listening to all your conversation. I don't rush in at all.
Thank you.
Well done. This, so on your Facebook, please. You know, small children should not go and make big tree inside the forest. That's my profile. On that first your question. So impeach Baba. You should understand me like that.
Okay.
I believe that they will give INEC chance, rest of man, to perform their work. Then on title issue, title is beautiful, like me. I'm special mother and Israel Princess Ayodele JP. You know, title is there. Prophetess. God bless you. More wisdom.
Thank you.
Supreme.
Thank you so much. Well, this is what we're talking about. We love adulation in Nigeria. In fact, if I could get one, maybe chief.
Yeah, you are one already.
I would love it. No, that's one. Yeah, I have to slaughter many cows for that to be actualized. It's just by name.
Okay.
All right, 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Dr. Olani, exponent coming from Okorie.
Okay, you're welcome.
I want to talk on the version of Rabbi Musa Kakaso.
Okay.
On the version of the Kakaso from NNPP to APC. So according to my own view, Dawson shows that he is fighting for the defense of Nigerians and Kano indigenes. As a seeker of 2027 presidential post, is seeking for which political party he can use for becoming a president in 2027. But everything is in the hand of God. Dr. Lani,
all right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Keep it coming. This message is from Elder Yemi Ashaju. Says, it is here in Nigeria that people celebrate titles more than the brain or what a person has to offer. Title bastardization must stop. Yes, I agree with that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is...
All right, we lost that. Kindly call us back. 0913-655-6952. This morning we've discussed 3 important topics. The first 2 topics was related to opposition politics in Nigeria, and the last topic is related to education, proliferation of titles. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. This is Success from Mayor calling.
You're welcome, Success.
Thank you, Mr. Udogu.
Okay.
Concerning the issue of Mr. Rabiu Kwankwaso,
okay.
He has said he's ready to become to any political party who is able to provide him vice president ticket. So with this, are you sure he will be comfortable with Atiku? So he's
It's not great enough. It cannot do anything in the part of APC. He went there just to stick to Peter Obi to get what they want as a vice president, and if they can't get it, what will happen? They are still coming back to APC. For standing that of the chief person, people love it in Nigeria, but it should be honest. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Mr. Lawal, give us your final take and we call it a day.
It's the end of the month. We are looking forward to the Easter. I wish every one of us happy Easter. Please stay safe out there. Go and file your tax returns. So the deadline, pay your taxes.
Very important.
Hold government accountable.
Yes.
As always. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Of course, may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's do our part. Let's ensure we pay our taxes and ensure that we hold government accountable. This is where we'll be drawing the curtains on today's edition of Diamond Breakfast Show. It's been a wonderful time discussing issues that affect you and I. My name remains Nedu Okorie. My friends call me Mazio Dogu. Since you are my friend, you can call me Mazio Dogu. It's been a wonderful time. Have a wonderful day.